Sage Mass 90 and Mass 200 sales order entry gives you access to important customer and item information without switching modules to open additional screens of information. This extended functionality and the use of keystrokes instead of mouse clicks can speed up your data entry process. In this tutorial, we'll give you a tour of these sales order entry features and functions. So let's jump right in and get started by going over to the task menu tree and select Modules, Sales Order, Main, Sales Order Entry. Here we have a blank sales order entry window. We'll begin our demonstration with the Defaults button. Since we're showing extended functionality in this tutorial, this would also be a good time to point out some time-saving keyboard shortcuts as well. You may have noticed that in many Windows programs, including Sage Mass 90 and Mass 200, field names and tab labels often have one letter underlined. The underlined letter is the Alt key combination for making the selection or action. For buttons without a label, the Alt key combination is often shown as a tooltip when you hover over the button. We'll use shortcuts in a few places within this tutorial, but mostly we'll rely on our mouse so you can see what we're selecting. So returning to the Defaults button, instead of clicking with our mouse, we'll use the keyboard shortcut Alt-F to open the Defaults window. Here we can set some values that will save us time by automatically populating new sales orders with these defaults. We'll change our default order type to Quote, and we'll close the window by hitting OK. A message displays asking if we would like to save the changed default values for future order entry sessions. We'll go ahead and click Yes. Now we'll obtain the next order number, which can be accomplished by either clicking the Next Number button or using the shortcut Alt-X. Notice that as a result of the change we made on the default screen, the order type defaulted to Quote. Another time-saving function is the Copy From button. Here we can copy from an existing sales order, from sales order/quote history, or invoice history. We'll select sales order/quote history and change our order type to Price Quote. Now we'll use the lookup to find previous order number 162 for American Concrete Service, double-click to select it, and hit OK to close the window. During order entry, depending on your security rights, you have access to the Customer Maintenance window by clicking the Customer button. Here we can view or change information on the customer's master file. Let's hit OK to close the screen. Now let's take a look at the Credit button. There's no better time to collect on past due balances than when a customer is placing a new order, and with a quick review of this screen, you'll readily see where your customer stands. Let's hit OK to close the screen. Now we'll move to the Lines tab, and looking at the tab label, you can see that the number 3 is underlined, so we'll use the shortcut Alt-3 to open the tab. Earlier in this tutorial, we copied an order from history, and this action brought in the lines that you see here. We can change the layout of this screen using the Change View icon that you'll find just beneath the Credit button. Clicking here moves the secondary grid from the bottom to the right side of the window. You can easily toggle between these views depending on the information you need to see. Now let's review the functionality of the icons above the line detail. Clicking the flashlight opens the Alias Item list, and you can select an item from this list to populate the lines on your order. Next, we have two binocular icons. The first opens the Sales Kit item list, and again, you can select an item from this list to populate the lines on your order. The second binocular icon displays the customer's last purchase history. This can be useful when a customer wants to buy the same item that they had recently purchased. From this screen, we'll highlight and select item 8953. Now that we're on a line with an item selected, a drill down button appears next to the binoculars icon. Clicking the drill down button opens the Item Quantity Inquiry screen to display quantity status of the item in each of our warehouses. This is particularly useful when we're out of stock locally, since we can see what's available at other locations as well as what's on purchase order, sales order, and so on. Now let's close the screen and notice that there's a drop-down list beside the drill down button. Clicking the arrow reveals a list of various item-related inquiries. Note that some of these may be restricted based on the user's security rights. Item status displays the quantity of the item for the selected warehouse. Closing this, we'll move to price lookup. Price lookup displays pricing details for the item, including discount levels. You can enter different quantities at the bottom of the screen to give your customer on-the-fly quotes under the various volume discounts, and in this case, we'll enter 12. And once they agree on the quantity, hitting OK carries this quantity and pricing to the line on the order. And now we'll move to Alternate Warehouse. Alternate Warehouse displays the quantity available at other locations, and you can elect to ship the item from another warehouse by changing your selection on this screen. We'll hit OK and move to Alternate Item. Alternate Item displays other items that you've associated with the selected item that could be sold when the selected item is out of stock. Let's close and look at Item Memo. Item Memo displays any notes that are attached to this item. Now we'll move to Item Maintenance. Item Maintenance allows you to make changes to the item on the fly, as well as view details under the various tabs. Note that this feature is security dependent. Now we'll close and move to Item Inquiry. And Item Inquiry launches the inquiry screen. Now moving over to the middle of the window, you'll find a text icon. Clicking this icon displays the item's extended description. Let's close the window, and now we'll complete the order by going to the Totals tab, and we'll use the keyboard shortcut Alt-4. In the lower left corner, there are two quick print buttons, one for printing the order and the other for printing the picking sheet. And that completes our quick tour of some of the extended functionality that you'll find in Sales Order Entry. So to recap, Sales Order Entry has button functionality to access important customer and item information without having to switch modules to open the additional screens of information. This functionality and the use of keystrokes instead of mouse clicks can speed up your data entry process. Give us a call for assistance with this or any other feature in your Sage MAS-90 or MAS-200 system. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.